Oh man, did he carry the chicken as well? Is the chicken with him? That's what I want
should
to know.
have.
I need to go and
He
watch
should
that.
have. Oh my
Imagine
God! I
chicken
hope he did,
sitting
man,
next
because
to
that
Charlemagne.
would be phenomenal.
That would be so funny. That would be great content.
Because, bro, when we're talking about
this is super cool.
generating clips, because I'm just saying, because when we're talking about generating clips on the internet,
Or farming.
That's a big thing.
Clip
yeah,
farming.
like
Yep.
yeah, you have to clip farm, man. Like bringing a chicken to Breakfast Club would be actually very interesting.
Chaka chaka ongegi mabiro mayo Kikilwor timo Tima tima ongegi mabiro mayo Keno nikte Kasa kasa iye katori dore Ingeo ni jomano chako Ema tinde chiemo Ingeo ni jomano timo Ema tinde winjo maber.
What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 132 of the 30% podcast, where we talk about the Kenyan music industry. I go by the name Afamefuna. My co-host goes by the name Sam Jedediah Are, and we have prepared for you guys the best episode yet. Honestly, strap your seats, like get strapped in and just get ready for an experience. Am I right, Sam?
I don't be doing that. Don't be doing that, because what happens when you have like a really bombing episode? Like it just goes left and it's not the greatest, and then you've already hyped yourself in the beginning.
So the reason I actually bring this up is called, I realize what the term for what I just did is. Do you know what it is, Sam? It's called aura gambling. Have you ever heard of aura gambling?
Yo, this new terms that the internet is coming up with, aura farming, aura gambling. It's a lot.
So aura gambling is when you declare something really brazenly and your aura is on the line. and so if you pull it off, like you'll definitely increase your aura.
That was aura gambling.
That was aura gambling. If you don't pull it off, then you'll just be in aura debt.
Yeah. Aura debt.
Yeah.
I don't know why that, but it makes sense. It makes sense for 2025.
So if you guys wanna be aura gamblers, like join me, because listen, it's where it's at, man. Bro, actually, I really like it because, like, you actually have the pressure. You have pressure to like deliver when you aura gamble, man. Listen, join my wave, Sam.
Man.
Join the wave.
That's putting the cart before the horse.
Listen, some people like to live on the edge,
actually.
And I'm just one of those, man. I like to live on the edge because I aura gamble.
In what other ways are you aura gambling in your life? Let me know.
If I was to talk about them, I like I can't give away all my sauce, man. You know what I mean?
All right, man. All right. What's going on, bro?
Yeah. I asked you first, man. Sauce. How are you? What have you been up to?
I am. All right. I'm all right. I'm just deep in the throes of work. So, that's that. Nothing interesting. I haven't been out. I've done nothing this week. Yeah. I stayed at home and went out and came back and didn't do anything important. It's errands, it's life stuff. So I haven't been to anything musical, any music show in a long time. In what seems like a long time, honestly. I need to change that. I don't know what's coming up next, but I need to go for it, whatever it is. I might need to hit up some of the I might need to hit up some of the people who actually, just the one person who puts me onto shows. I might actually do that because I need to be outside. It's been these four walls for a long time. So yeah. I need to go touch the streets, see what the streets are saying. But apart from that, nothing else. Just getting to the groove of music. What have you been doing? Hopefully, your life is more interesting than mine.
Marginally. The weather last week was horrible in New York, man. It was rainy, it was gloomy, it was just like depressing. And I thought that like we had kind of gone over the hump. Clearly not. Although the weather this week looks very promising, so hopefully more outdoor activities. Been paying attention to a lot of just like NBA, for example, because the Knicks are in. And by the way, guys, I'm really not an avid basketball watcher, but the New York Knicks have been really playing well, and they're in the conference final. So there's just like a palpable energy in New York right now.
Do you feel obligated to support the Knicks because you're in New York? Can't you like just go for?
So yeah, that
else?
is definitely something. That's definitely something that I've been thinking about. I'm not obligated to, but for some reason, I am actually kind of drawn to them because their fan base is so entertaining. Like if you're on TikTok and you see the New York Knicks like fans, like just like there's a slight similarity between Knicks as the Knicks as an organization and their fan base with the Arsenal fan base. There's a little bit of similarity there. Like they're very outspoken and kind of crazy. And also, unfortunately, they haven't won. They haven't won for a long time. So
yeah, that's the main similarity right
parallel
there. Goodness.
But they have a very despite not winning for a long time, their fan base is very unspoken, which I mean outspoken, which might remind you of a different fan base. So anyway,
wait, before you go, question. So it's the World Cup, right? Biggest sporting event in all of history, and they put Nigeria and Kenya in a group.
That's why? That's
who are we
actually
going with?
Such
just draw your lines right now.
That's a horrible question to ask me.
Why?
I decline.
Okay.
Why would you put me? Why would you put me?
You can't do that
position?
after you said this was going to be the best episode in the world, and then now you're neglecting important information that will tell us a lot about our co-host.
Okay. As a half Kenyan and half Nigerian individual, I would hope that we both made it out of the group stages. Actually, yes, I'll hope we both make it out of the group stages, and then we'll go different paths. And then if
bro,
like
if
whoever makes
Kenya
it to the final,
stop. Stop. Although I think it's highly unlikely that those two get to the final. But anyways, all right, let me just leave you alone.
Yeah, that was a horrible question. Aside from that, I've been watching. There's the new season of Love, Death, Robots. Have you ever watched Love, Death, Robots?
I watched a few. It's a very interesting concept, honestly. I like the whole concept. I just haven't gotten into it. And some of the episodes I watched were very not as interesting. But I like the concept of it's almost like Black Mirror in a way.
It's in animated form.
Yeah.
I like it for that reason, because it's very unpredictable. You never know what the next episode is gonna be about.
Different art styles and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Every episode is a different story and is usually produced by a different production company, and so everything about it is just going to be different, right? Yeah. So I like it, although this new season 4 was very, very underwhelming. Honestly, if we're ranking Love, Death, Robots seasons, this was the last. It just was very underwhelming. The first episode was and this is kind of music industry. It was Red Hot Chili Peppers. They were performing one of their songs, and it was like
I saw that.
They were they were like marionettes or whatever, and it's interesting. And it goes to the whole music marketing landscape. It's really evolved, man. In terms of how creative people are.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, when I'm watching Love, Death and Love, Death, Robots, I don't want to be marketed to, or like, I don't know.
Bro,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd be honest with you, it did feel a bit like when I was watching the episode, I was like, okay, first off, this is a really cool idea. Just having like your song be the whole episode, and it's a new way to put your song out there, right? But you can't escape the fact that there's a label behind that. It just makes it feel yucky.
Yeah,
because I want my entertainment to be entertainment.
Exactly, like unbridled by the,
capitalism.
Exactly. So I don't know. It just wasn't the greatest season. But the thing that has really gripped the nation right now is Streamers University. This is Kaytranada. And bro, I think it's so, and I feel like the past 3 podcasts in a row, I've started by talking about streaming.
I was about to say that. Are we going to start a new streaming segment? Afam gives us the news on streaming. Maybe we should. Maybe that's what the people want.
No, but it's just so compelling. Obviously, I haven't had time to pay attention to the whole Streaming University. Like watch all this, bro. Like honestly, to be able to consume all that content, you have to be very idle, because like the streams last for like the whole day.
Wait, but
who's sitting around?
What exactly is it?
So Streamers University or Streaming University was a concept that was conceptualized by Kaytranada, and essentially it's because he's such a big streamer. He wanted to put a bunch of upcoming streamers who are sort of known, as well as completely like unknown streamers, like in one university, and kind of show them the ropes of how to be like a streamer. And so he got like a bunch of like big streamers like DDG or like Agent, and had them teach classes in the Streaming University. So one of the most interesting ones. So the funny ones were like DDG. He had a class on beef 101 and how to win internet beefs and stuff like that, which is jokes and is funny. Like everyone, yeah. But Agent, his class was how to like make money on streaming, how to monetize streaming, how to engage with brands, do brand deals, bro. He broke down how much money he makes per month on streaming, like where the money is coming from, whether it's from donations, whether it's from brand deals, whether it's from mid-roll ads and all that stuff. He broke it down, and bro, he was like, yo, yeah, this month I made $321,000, which by the way is insane. That's
sitting in front of your laptop camera.
I know, man. Like, and then he broke down how like if you're doing streams in Q1 to Q3, or even just like making content between Q1 and Q3, like it's very differently monetized than content. I mean Q1, sorry. It's very, very differently monetized than content that comes out in Q4. Like he broke down all that stuff, and that stuff is genuinely so informative. Like anybody, like if you're into like creating content and you want to stream and figure out how to do so, I really recommend that you should watch that. It's one of the most insightful things I've seen on the internet, honestly. Like, because he's really just showing you like the source, essentially. Where else? Like, because all these like all these content creators are very cagey when it comes to how much they make and how it's done. Yeah. Nobody really wants to tell you how to do that stuff. So watching that was just amazing. And yeah, I think he won the award for like the best like professor. And then lastly, Drake yesterday kind of gave like a speech thing, which is really cool. Back to music and marketing and how everything is intertwined, man. Like,
oh man,
it's crazy.
Yeah. That's cool. I might actually check it out. So wait, is it like you watch it on a stream, on Kai's stream, or everyone?
Okay. So
and that's catch
it. Guys, I know we. Anyway, yeah,
it's fine.
So
just briefly, I guess. I don't know.
it's fine. But like, so on Twitch, there was a whole channel. I don't know how much you watch Twitch, but like usually, Twitch will have like streaming categories, right? So there was a whole category for Streamers University, and you'd see everyone. So Kai was trying not to stream as much so that all the viewers would go to like the upcoming like streamers who are in the university. Because the whole idea is for them.
What did you call it? Or a gambling. There should be a term for what he did. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, that was really.
I'm not gonna stream, so you guys can get your numbers. That's
because when he opened it, like he had like 400,000 people watching his stream, like when Streamers University started, and then he, and the thing is like there's some streamers who are there who only usually have like 100 people on their stream or something like that, and there's people whose follower accounts really grew like off of this thing. I think it's over now. I think it ended yesterday. So bro, and this is the biggest thing that's happening in entertainment right now, because apparently he had to turn down deals from Netflix and Amazon, who also wanted to invest in the idea because it's genuinely a unique idea. It's unique IP that's not been done before. So I was seeing numbers being thrown around, cool. Like $250 million or something like that. I don't know if those are accurate numbers, but like, bro,
oh man, no.
This is where entertainment is, and I think you guys need to like pay attention to what is like in, and I know a lot of times like our industry feels so detached from what's happening in the West, but it shouldn't be. Like it should. There was a Nigerian streamer who was in the university. It's called Shank, and he's so popular, and he was in the streaming university thing, and it's just like, bro, Kenyans need to be there. Like, why not? I don't see why there's always a mental divide between these things and us. You know what I mean? Like, bro,
it's the same technology that they have that we have, right? We have all the same stuff.
Why are we so slow to uptake new? These are not even new ideas. They're just ideas that are not even new. You know what I mean?
Could it be just the consumption within because out there, more people are not prone to. More people would stream. Like more people would sit there and watch and donate and everything. I think here that would be I think it's just the difference in cultures. Maybe that's why it really doesn't work. Is because we're not because we have everything. We have all the same stuff. We have
nobody has really tried though.
Well,
what do you mean it won't work? Nobody has really put effort to like try and be an IRL streamer or a gaming streamer like for real. Like where's the real effort? We can't say it won't work until we've seen somebody try and fail.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a couple of like gamers, like Kenyan gamers on TikTok, like doing like this small games, not like the big streams, but then the smaller mobile style games. And their numbers are not terrible, so they are there. I guess I still feel like maybe the culture we've not yet caught up to that kind of stuff. So we just need to support streamers. I think just like we request for music. So we can push that side of things.
Yeah.
Well, it's not out of a lack. We have all the same stuff, just like in music. Like we have all the same stuff. We just need to go about it in a more supportive way.
Yeah, we just have to go about it more. Yeah. Okay. Well, into the news, and boy, oh boy, there was a little bit of a kerfuffle.
A little bit of a little dust cloud fight.
It wasn't a fight, but it was a bit. For me, what I would say was it was embarrassing. Embarrassing. You know how Drake says embarrassing. Anyway, never mind. So Kaytranada, along with the rest of us, found out that he was supposed to perform in Kenya.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Uh,
Does he know yet?
Bro was
Does
just
he know he's performing?
Bro, he was scrolling on social media and he was like,
It's
wait,
like,
I'm performing in Kenya. Oh my God.
Oh dang! Need to tell my team. We need to start practicing for that. That's crazy.
It's funny, but it's hilarious. It's been a hilarious it was a hilarious like exchange. Essentially, what happened is, so I'll start from the end and then I'll go to the beginning. So the address, which is a popular, let's just say it's a well-known news outlet. It's a blog. It's on Instagram, and they have a reputation, let's say, for talking on fringe topics.
Yep.
So just an example is they would say like, this is just an example. You know how in news articles or whatever, they'll say this is a dramatization. This is what that is. So they'll be like, Beyonce is a Virgo and so is Calligraph Jones.
Collab.
Do we expect a collaboration soon? And honestly, I know what I've said sounds crazy, but they would actually make a headline like that. Like that. So it's kind of like humor. It's like trolling, because we all know they're trolling. Like, so it's not like we think they're being serious. So, but sometimes they also just credibly report on things. So it's just a mix of two, but they're just having fun with it, right? So the other day they make a post, a bold post. They're like, save your money for Kaytranada's show in Nairobi, bro. Yo, everyone is like in a meltdown, bro. I think this might be, not to be a pocket watcher, but this might be their most liked post ever in history. Yeah. I think this is one of the things they've gotten so much motion off of. And everyone was like super excited. Bro, listen, me, I was in the DMs with people. I was like, wait, Kaytranada is coming to
Kaytranada is here.
Everyone is
dang,
like...
Yeah. Are you going for the new Kaytranada? You're already asking, already planning out your fit on what you're going to be doing there. Yeah, no.
In the words of Ray Williams Johnson, until Kaytranada commented. First, he made two comments. One, I think he deleted. The first one he said was a bunch of laughing emojis, and he was like, who's the promoter? I think he deleted that, because I really looked for where he commented that, because I saw a screenshot of it, but I think he deleted it. My heart dropped when I saw that. And then he commented, you should be ashamed of yourself to do this to your followers. Y'all all should unfollow this fraudulent page. Drops microphone.
I mean, that was kind of dramatic too from Kaytranada. Like
but Kaytranada has a flair for drama. He has a flair for drama.
There's a bit of sauce on it too. Like, just, it's not that serious.
Yeah,
I know you're involved, but
yeah. So, bro, Sam, my heart sank to my stomach. Can't lie. Seeing that just made me feel so sad, embarrassed, and just like, why? Why is this happening right now?
Sorry, man.
So just to like, before we really talk about it properly. So where this whole story starts is, so on X, somebody just randomly made a comment and they're like, tell your faves to bring us Kaytranada. Chai bebe hadi lini. So it was just a throwaway tweet. And then Steph Unruly, I guess most people would know her as Steph the rapper, and industry people would know her as Lil Miner's manager, works at Hustle Sasa, etc. She's like, oh, are you... So she quote tweeted and commented, and she said, oh, are you actually ready? Eye emojis, because he is. Smiley face, Kenyan flag. Ooh, meltdown. So that's where it actually started. So this happened even before the address. So the address found that tweet and then kind of were like, bet. Because you know the address will report on any... Like, they won't fact check. They won't do anything. Like, if they see something
that's not compelling.
is popping...
Yeah.
They're gonna post it.
Yep.
So here's the thing. I know Steph does not say things that are not founded in fact. Like, I know there's always something behind what she says when she says things. So my estimation is that there were talks behind the scenes, or there are talks behind the scenes to bring Kaytranada to the country.
But they hadn't gotten anywhere significant, probably.
Probably. And maybe his team were involved, but maybe those discussions hadn't even trickled down to Kaytranada in the first place. So I guess he also found out with the rest of us. So I don't know, Sam, what do you think? How do you think this all plays out, like, at the end of the day? Do you think this situation is detrimental towards actually having Kaytranada come and perform? Or do you think this shows him and his team that, okay, despite this being a little bit of a mess, there's so many people invested in seeing me come to perform in Kenya? What do you think?
Well, I mean, the first, being in the industry, like I get so jaded where the first thing I'm like, okay, is this part of the rollout? Because you really have to consider everything being part of the rollout these days. But I don't know. I think it could go either way. I do feel like if Kaytranada has a fan base and there were actual talks and it's still like a profitable thing for him and his team, I don't know if this completely puts him off performing in Kenya. Like, it's such a small thing. Although if you look at just how he said it, he did sound quite annoyed. And artists are known to be divas, so it's like, you know what, I'm going to lock off this whole region now because someone tweeted that I was supposed to perform and I didn't know. But I don't know. He does have a lot of, like we were talking about it, he has quite, in terms of his style of music, that soul election, you know, I think it's very EDM adjacent. So there would be a lot of people who would, a good number, let me say a lot, a good number of people who would possibly go for his show. You included if you were here. So he probably stands to gain. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if he's going to look at it and be like, you know what, it's Kenyan. This is actually terrible because Kenya has not had the best international news, or rather international, a good international reputation when it comes to shows. So, no, what do you think? I don't know.
Me, honestly, I would, if I'm a promoter right now, I'm like, okay. There's an element of maybe the I was going to say the gun was jumped. No one ever says that, but somebody jumped the gun, right? There's an element of that.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know if that's really detrimental. Like, because who really has been hurt by this whole situation? I mean, I think our expectations are a little bit like, you know, because I was in the DMs with so many people who were so excited. Everyone was just excited. It was like, wow, Kaytranada. You know what I mean? So there is, before I even answer, there is especially a lot of people in the alternative crowd are thirsting for like different performers and just something different, like being brought to Kenya, because there's a lot of people who are like, oh my god, yeah, like I really would like just a different vibe. Like Kaytranada would be perfect, you know, because we're kind of jaded from the same old like headliners being brought, and that's valid. I mean, but it is also kind of niche because like the same old headliners keep being brought because there is a market for that. So obviously not everybody agree. Like even this whole Kaytranada debacle isn't like a mainstream thing. Otherwise it would have been on Nairobi Gossip Club or something like that, you know. But I think they should definitely, like the promoters, should definitely use this as to show them that if you guys do indeed decide to come here, like everything is set, we have your rates and everything, there is going to be a very engaged crowd waiting for you. And like who's gonna like really be supportive of the event and everything. Which brought me to my second thought. So in what context do you think people would like to listen to Kaytranada? Do you think it would be, one of the Gondwana events, Kunye, like those kind of events, or how do you think how do you think they would like set up the show for like a Kaytra?
Dang, I think for Kaytranada, I think what would work best would be, when I see him, I'm not thinking like a huge show. If anything, at most, I'm thinking maybe like Alchemist, where it's still a little bit intimate. But the perfect setting would be, like this whole apartment things that go. I don't know what the term is, but this like apartments.
Yeah,
like
but
really
that's too small for. That's too
no, but I feel
small
like that would be. I
Kaytranada,
feel like I feel like he could do
That's
a couple
too
of
small
those.
for
Like that would be
Kaytranada.
cool.
He'd have to do like 50 of those to like satisfy the demand.
Perhaps, yeah. Maybe like an alchemist to start. But then I don't know. I feel like Kaytranada would be like an more intimate setting than just on stage performing.
Okay, because he did blow up like doing the boiler room sets, and usually it's like usually just like a warehouse, like a small whatever, and like it's everybody's dancing and it's just, you know what I mean, boiler room. It's that type of vibe.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably something similar to that, but I mean, yeah. And we're in the year of the Unts, so
We are.
I feel like the year of the Unts. Anyway, it's also so cringe to laugh at your own jokes, Afam. Anyway,
and to refer to yourself in third person. You're 3 for 3.
Oh my god, man.
You're 3 for 3.
That's
gambling.
Okay, so
gambling.
Let me
You're living up to that gamble, man. That's crazy.
No, I just had an aura loss right now.
Yeah. Or a debt minus 10,000. You still have a couple of minutes to redeem yourself. Don't worry.
I don't. But I think it happens. I think this show happens. So Steph was on Twitter and she was quite defensive because she was like, she also has a reputation to uphold, and so she was like, this whole thing isn't cap. So she showed a few screenshots of potential conversations that she'd been having.
But do we know who those were sent by? I'm playing devil's advocate here.
We don't know any info,
some
but
people
like
be texting themselves.
She does say that what the people who are on the docket or like they were considering would be Anderson Park, Kaytranada, Amine, the internet, Gold Link, who by the way I feel like Gold Link would be the easiest to get, because I think he's actually even been to the country before. Cleosol, Mahalia, those are the names that they were.
I like Cleosol and Mahalia. I like Cleosol and Mahalia to show up. Mahalia has been a little bit cold now though, but
the alternative scene would go crazy for any of these names. If they brought for me, it's the internet and Kaytranada. If those two, like Sid, I've been a huge fan of Sid. Amine, I know I have a Nashipai, if she's listening to this, she's the biggest Amine fan in history of Amine fans. So yeah, bro, listen, if they can pull someone, this is a huge aura gamble, Sam. This is real aura gambling right here by even releasing this screenshot. So by Steph.
No, that was real aura gambling too. That was like, yo. And it's the boldness at which you put the emoji and everything. And it's like, yo, like it's almost like a done deal.
So hey, we'll see. Let's see what happens. But Kaytranada, if you're listening to this, we love you in Kenya, and my name is Afamefuna, and I would love to collaborate with you on music.
Bro, that's not what we're doing. Look what you're doing.
Yeah, man.
Look what you're doing. You really don't have to shoot your shot at every single moment in time.
But seriously though, if he does come to Kenya, like imagine like we just played like We Are Nubia or like Labdi or Zaituni Wambui or or
Get one of those sultry
on a
vocals on a Kaytranada beat. Yeah. I see the vision.
Are you seeing the vision?
A&R
Are you
is working.
seeing
I see the vision.
The A&R brain is like,
that would be fire.
Like, yeah. So
you have to do a draft though. You have to do a draft. You have to do a draft, a top 3 draft of who you get on Kaytranada beat.
So I know people will instantly put Karun, Zinia, Maya Molo, etc. on that list, which is cool. But personally, I think
let's stay away from the popular ones. Let's put on new people.
Personally, I think if he puts Zaituni Wambui on a track, it's just, listen, it's over, man. We're done. Like, Kenya is out here. We're out here. You know what I mean? If Kaytranada puts Zaituni Wambui on a song, this is gonna open up so many doors for us.
Offbeat swings.
Bro. So many doors are gonna open. Well. But then just because of the nature of things and the reach and everything, if it did come, it would be like one of the universal artists, or like Njerai would probably get the look or something like that.
Label partnerships and relationships. Unfortunately.
But Zaituni Wambui, for me, that's what I'd put. Who would you put? And then we can move on to the next topic.
I like your Coastal Junk shot. I would like him to partner with someone who is not like mainstream. I'm not mainstream sounding, like not the Afro pop mainstream, like someone who has more vernacular in their music. Like, I would like to see that, just because I think that would be really cool to see just what the product will turn out to be. So I might put Coastal Junk in there. I don't know, one of the other vernacular artists.
Okay. That's a shout.
That's shout.
But
that's cool. Let's see what happens. I mean, let's see what happens. We had talked about Blankets and Wine. Was it last week when they announced that they're going to have a show in UK? I think that's going to be in September. But the June edition of Blankets and Wine, the lineup has been revealed, and it honestly looks it's an interesting lineup. It's an interesting lineup. Some expected names, some unexpected names. I guess I just run through some of the names. Main stage, we are going with Mikasa, who have been around for a minute too. Like, they've I like that longevity. Matata is going to be around. Saru and Sero are going to be on the main stage, which is that's pretty diverse. That is pretty diverse. Matata and Saru, with that gengeton fusion, Afrobeats and everything. And then Sero is more of a, like, here it says like a folk music type stuff. So that would be really cool. Shad Muziki and We Are Nubia, two artists who, Shad is an artist, and then We Are Nubia, the artist group, who I'm really enjoying at the moment. I really like what Shad Music is doing. I like his music. I think it's interesting. I like his voice and just how he flows on tracks. And then, of course, We Are Nubia are really starting to pick up a little bit of steam. So they'll be on stage as well. And I really like that they've been put up there. And then Tanzania's Saidi Carol. I'm not very familiar with that artist. Uganda's Joshua Baraka would be up there. Joshua Baraka his team has done well in terms of just pushing him. Well, seemingly from outside, his team has done well in terms of just pushing him and having him just be visible and in terms of just the music and also his presence. Like, we've seen him collaborate with the likes of Joe Boy, and he's been with UK producers, Nigerian producers. He's just been all over the place. So shout out to him, man. The work that he's been putting in and just the confidence that and the growth I think he's shown. He's definitely a star. So that was that. And then you have the Onja stage, which is more electronic music, dance music. And you can expect performances from Akoth Jumadi. Shout out to her. Mr. Lou. Shout out to Mr. Lou. Coco Kahi. DJs, is that 4? Ivy and Bune. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that. And then Gedi Hiribai Paps will be on stage, as well as DJ ITE. Ite? I'm so sorry. I apologize. But yeah, that's a couple of 17 top tier African artists across 2 stages. What do you think of that lineup, Afam?
Well, it depends on how they do the set list and how everyone is ordered. Because I remember a big letdown people had from the last edition of Blankets and Wine was that like Njerai, Watendawili, I think even Xenia were performing way earlier than they should have, and then nobody really liked the closing acts, which I believe was Nyashinsky, Necessary Noise, and Wakadinali. I don't think anyone had beef with Necessary Noise, but I think Wakadinali and Nyashinsky were huge letdowns.
Yeah, where we had the whole conversation about playing safe versus putting new people on.
Yeah, so hopefully I think they just figure out the flow of the show well, and these names should suffice for a good show. I don't know anything about Saida Carol, Saida Karoli, sorry. So that's interesting. Like you said, Joshua Baraka, bro, is such a star. So yeah, and it's good to see the likes of Mr. Lou Hiribai. Sam and I were talking like those are SoundCloud,
the OG SoundCloud
legends,
SoundCloud
right
legends
there,
in their own
man.
right. Yeah,
for sure, man.
They've been around for a while.
It's so good to see the SoundCloud influence is still, is still pushing,
still getting main stages. Yeah, that's
yeah.
cool.
I mean, Matata have had a huge year. Obviously, I don't know if we can expect BN to perform with them, but if he does, that's gonna finish everyone. Everyone is just gonna be in awe. Yeah. So yeah, it looks good. Yeah, and I'm happy for the likes of Shadmziki and Weanubia. So I feel like I've really just echoed a lot of
it's a good
you've said.
It's a decent enough lineup. The thing about putting on shows is that you can't please everyone, and so you really just go with whatever your agenda is, whatever you're trying to do. So you can't be mad at it. Hopefully, again, these are interesting names. Like, just hopefully the sequencing and everything would be good so that they can avoid what happened the last time. But they really stayed away largely from that previous group. Which is smart in their opinion.
Largely,
do something different.
They did, yeah.
Put some new people on. So yeah, shout out to them. I do hope this goes well.
I was gonna ask, if you had to curate a show, right? And I'm not talking about like artists. I'm talking about creating a concept like Blankets and Wine, which is such it's a simple concept, right? In terms of you go outside, you're drinking with your friends, you're sat on the grass, etc. I don't know if we are giving our ideas, our IP, but Sam, if you had to come up with the new in thing for Kenyans to partake in as far as a show is concerned, do you have any ideas of what would it be? What would it look like?
Oh man. Wow, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm like leaning more towards like a creative thing. So almost like a 1 hour. It's like a content room.
Okay.
Like with the streaming as well. So like we could merge that with streaming. Content room where you have a lineup of artists and they just walk into a studio and you create, and then they leave and then someone new comes in and then just keep working on the same song. And you're allowed to change elements. You're not allowed to scrap it entirely, but you're allowed to change elements, and then just keep doing that until like your whole lineup is exhausted. And then like seeing what you come up with. Like that's not a big show. It's not something that you can.
Yeah,
put on
that's
stage.
more.
But
yeah, that's more. Yeah.
That would be interesting. Almost like a roulette of artists and producers just working on music. I don't know why part of my brain. You see these guys who, when you were here, did you see these guys who were on the road doing acrobats?
Yeah, all the time. I see them all the time.
Give them their own show. I'd give them their show. Like sometimes it just looks so sad. I mean, they're always smiling and happy, but then they're just on the road, just like doing performance. Like I'd give them their whole show and then incorporate music into it somehow. But yeah, I don't know. It's not two very creative ideas, but if I had more time, probably think about
ideas nonetheless. Ideas nonetheless.
Yeah.
No, I actually like them. I like them. Back in the day, this isn't really music industry, but me and my cousin had this idea to like create a event similar to Blankets and Wine, but catered towards watching shows. And so people would go to an outdoor space and watch a show together. So, for example, like in the height of Game of Thrones, for example, right? And every Sunday there's a new episode. Like imagine having an event where you go outside and there's 500 people and you're all sat like on bales of hay or whatever. There's a projector and you're all experiencing it for the first time together. What do you think of that as an event?
I mean, that's cool. Isn't that already? Don't people already do that with the outdoor cinemas?
So we had this
were you
idea.
guys the originators? Was that your IP?
We had this idea like over 10 years ago. So yeah, obviously it's been done. But like, yeah, that was our idea at the time. So it's been done already by now. But like, yeah. In terms of I don't have any other ideas. But I think that would be cool though. Like for it to be like a regular thing.
It would be.
Anyway,
it would be. It would be. Well, yeah, I mean, looking forward to the show. Hopefully it goes well. Let me not make any promises, but then I really need to start attending some of these shows as well. So we can really, really see what's happening on the ground.
Exactly.
But yeah, shout out to them, man. Shout out to Mudhoni. She's been doing this for a long time. I was looking at her interviews years and years ago about when she had just like started Blankets and Wine and like what she's trying to do and what she's trying to achieve. And it's good that she's kept going. So shout out to her and her team.
She did that, man.
And the artists.
Hi, man. No music. Can I start? Because I feel like I didn't listen to much. So
sure, go ahead. Because you're making very bold assumptions there that I listened to a lot. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen, okay. So I listened to Overdose by Nadia Mukami and Ben Soul. Also, congratulations to Nadia Mukami. She used the opportunity to announce that she is expecting a child. So shout out to her, man. Then I listened to Wasupa by Brida, Tipsy G, and Watenda Willie. Urban Tone is still alive and kicking. They sampled Bambika na Hingoma Noma. So shout out to them. It was a dope song. It's interesting to see how Watenda Willie are diversifying their sounds and where they lend their voices to. Do I have thoughts? All I hope is that they don't
clearly you do. If you have to ask that question, then you definitely have thoughts.
No. I love it.
Would you like us to hear those thoughts?
No.
Yes.
Right now, I love it. Because right now, they're at it's at the point where it's still tasteful. You know what I mean? I just don't want them to dilute their essence. But right now, it's fine. Right now, they're at a very good level. And I like it. So... yes, those are my thoughts. Let's see. I also listened to Within by New Funk. A very creative sound. I love how he played around with silence and delays and just like that tension, that push and pull in music. Very important.
Yep.
I also listened to Sam, we forgot to. I would have liked us to have talked about this in pre-production. Yes, guys, we have pre-production. Giri by Suzanna Owiyo and Prince Indah. That was a really good song. That was a really good song that came out. So shout out
I
to
somehow skipped over that one.
Yeah, shout out to Suzanna Owiyo, still out here releasing music. And yeah, lastly, I'll say I listened to Toxic Lyrically. He released a song called Hood.
Cool. Along with those ones, I think I listened to Giuliani's music. I haven't heard a Giuliani song in a long time, so it's good to listen to him do what he has been doing. Yeah, and then there's a project that came out called From Yours Truly by Grand Greg. Features Loki, Brenda Kithwa, Amen, for Mr. Frank White, which is the song that actually drew me to the album. And a couple of other guys. So that was interesting. I haven't finished the project, but I like it. I like the album art. It's an interesting piece of music there. I probably give a more useful critique or review when I'm done listening to the album, but that was cool. Critical released some music as well. Critical's music is always interesting, man. His music is just good times, and he's been dropping a lot recently, just trying to get some motion. So shout out to him. It's always good when an artist is doing that. He dropped Roll That with Yadman, who is formerly known as Young L. And yeah, taped by Slickback. Do you remember Slickback? I talked to you about him. He's the guy who does like electronic-ish, strange music. Strange but good.
Yes, I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah. So he also dropped. And yeah, man. And just a couple of other joints that I kind of skimmed over. But yeah, there wasn't like too much this week, honestly.
Okay.
That I resonated with. But a couple of decent releases, though.
Yeah. I think there was also... I don't know if you mentioned "Call Me" by Vic West and Tesla. That was also a dope release. But Sam, I think we both agreed there was one song that we were fucking with by Joefes, who Sam actually informed me is actually really Joseph.
Yeah, it's just negative aura points for you now because that's crazy.
I didn't know his actual name was Joseph. Bro, me, I don't know. Me, I just be seeing people's names and I'm like, oh, okay, it's Joefes. That's interesting. But anyway, so he released a song called Jiji la Makata, and Sam and I were really bumping this. So that's going to be our song to end the podcast. It's the way he was pronouncing some words there. It's just, sometimes it's how you say things that just adds like some sauce to like the music. So
yeah. It's a pretty interesting track because it's like storytelling and we don't see a lot of that. And I think he did that well in terms of just the way he delivered it. Like it's interesting.
So if he does do a video, like he definitely should just really do a storytelling style of video.
Yeah,
I would love to see that.
Lean into the whole story, like a whole cinematic piece, and just like polishing
or something
that would
like
be cool. I'd like to see that.
That Kina Meja usually do. But yeah, man, for the end of the podcast, we are about to play the song Jiji la Makata by Joefes.
Black Market Records. Nairobi jiji la Makata, msea na kupanga na kumbe anasaka. Tunapotea after kupata, hizi panya root jiji wanauza paka. Na hapo ndo utatupata na ukitusaka utapaka pa ukitusaka ka ukitusaka utapaka. Na hapo ndo utatupata na ukitusaka utapaka pa ukitusaka ka ukitusaka. Huyu dem ni mapepe nishamkulia, niko na bega alikamkulia, unacheki right left kuna ndai tulia, na kukinyesha jirani kadu na mvulia uwanga mbaya. Siru Swahilamba live wire, usibanje mbaya lafu mbogi unagwaya. Huku panya zetu zinagwara, makata matata na mbogi inapara. Na hapo ndo utatupata na ukitusaka utapaka pa ukitusaka ka ukitusaka utapaka na hapo ndo utatupata na ukitusaka utapaka pa ukitusaka ka ukitusaka utapaka lifestyle ya kumanga baga nikiwa chom na mina si ubai jaba saa 7 ashaitisha ashakisha kisha akaitisha nare kofi na slap kabare hii siba hii ni factory ya lika fika hipa niko haika glory malaika staka jua prophecy ushajua na hapo ndo utatupata na ukitusaka utapaka pa ukitusaka ka ukitusaka utapaka na hapo ndo utatupata na ukitusaka utapaka pa ukitusaka ka ukitusaka utapaka.
That was Jiji la Makata by Joefes. Shout out to him, man. And also Black Market Records, because these guys release every week. So I love the output and just the diversity of the music. But some breaking news, man. So it looks like Bien was or is on Breakfast Club. This is so random. Why is he on Breakfast? What's Bien doing on Breakfast Club?
I mean, from the
I love it.
On the radar announcement and then Breakfast Club, I think they're really pushing. His team is really pushing for some recognition out there. Which is oh man, did he carry the chicken as well? Is the chicken with him? That's what I want to know.
Have.
I need to go and watch that.
He should have. Oh my
Imagine
God! I
chicken
hope he did,
sitting
man,
next
because
to
that
Charlemagne.
would be phenomenal.
That would be so funny. That would be great content.
Because bro, when we're talking about
this is super cool.
generating clips, yeah, because I'm just saying, because when we talk about generating clips on the internet,
Or
that's
farming.
That's a big thing.
Clip
yeah,
farming.
like
Yep.
yeah, you have to clip farm, man. Like bringing a chicken to Breakfast Club would be actually very interesting. Okay, so I mean, we haven't watched it. The interview is only 30 minutes long, so I'll definitely watch it. It says Bien on growing up in Kenya, breaking East African stereotypes, marrying his manager, new album, and more. Ooh, is he gonna say it's called Alusa Continua? I hope he says it like for real. There. Oh,
that's not the name of the project. That's not the name of the project. This is this is it's cool. I mean, we do talk about Bien a lot. But he's one of the artists that's really making strides. So it's cool to see. I mean, I really don't know what to say about the album. I mean, the interview. But I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah. We haven't. I mean, it's only been out an hour, so we're only just seeing this. So we're definitely going to watch this. But listen, shout out to Bien representing Kenya, putting us on platforms, just showing the world that Kenyans deserve to be on these platforms, taken very seriously. Kenyan art to the world. Sam, don't you agree?
What are you? Should we revisit that? I don't think you've lived up to your aura. That gamble, I don't know if that gamble paid off, but yeah, man. No, KE to the world. KE to the world. Sorry,
world,
bro.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, a bald man just representing us. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening to this podcast. Thank you for supporting the 30% podcast, because by supporting us, you are supporting the Kenyan music industry, and that is our goal. If you're new here, I usually like to end the podcast with the 3 C's, which is essentially a mantra that I have devised for myself to follow, because I am not perfect and I am trying to grow. What are those 3 C's that I speak of, you ask? Number 1, confidence. You always have to be extremely confident in your art, in your work. Be confident in yourself, and other people will see that and they will be interested and they will invest in you. Number 2, consistency. Always be consistent, both in how you are creating and how you are releasing. Because consistency ultimately is what's going to put you on. I think I saw Ronaldo talking about how it's not really about doing a lot of things at one time. No, it's about doing little things, but doing them all the time. And if you're consistent at doing things, that's more valuable than anything else. So be consistent. And lastly, craft. Always work on your craft every day. Just spend or spare a few minutes, even if it's just 10 minutes of your day. We have 10 minutes. I know we all live very busy lives, but you can find 10 minutes. If you're on the bus somewhere, right? And it's 10 minutes from home and you're not really doing anything, you could read up on something in those 10 minutes. And that information might actually be very helpful. So always work on your craft. Sam.
Thank you for those 3 C's. We really
do you think
the time.
Sam, well, first, thank you. 2, do you think our gamble paid off? I think it did.
No, I think you single-handedly ruined it. I think you single-handedly ruined it with that stint where you had a major fumble, 3 minutes, three disasters in one. And it's like when you're winning a football match and then all of a sudden in 5 minutes the match is turned around and all of a sudden now you're chasing. That's what you did.
I disagree, and I'm pretty sure the people listening also disagree with you. So
how are you pretty sure? You're always pretty sure about winning? Things, about what the audience is doing. You're always sure about what the audience is doing. Anyway. I think that's for you, not for anyone else. That's solely to make yourself feel better. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to us. To go watch that BN interview. We enjoy doing this, and we will catch you guys in the next episode 133 of the 30% podcast.
We out.